Okay, I'm on. We're back. Oh, my hair. What's my hair doing? It is incredibly warm today. I'm like sweating and my hair is going crazy because of the humidity. The AC broke and then it fixed itself. I fixed it. I turned it off, turned it back on again. It works. Let's play the game. Oh, I need to connect my controller. Maybe? Hello? Okay, so that's working. That's going. Everything's live. Everything's working. We're all good. I'm all good. Did I... Okay. I'm also trying something new with the recording. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing it this way. I don't want to have to record while I'm playing. I'd rather just grab the Twitch stream and just... But I don't want the breaks in, and I know I have to take a break today in like 15 minutes. So I don't want the breaks to be stuck into whatever I upload to YouTube, and I don't want to have to edit a lot of my stuff in YouTube beforehand, because it takes a very long time to render. Even with my computer, just getting the same quality settings that I can pull from Twitch.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I think that's Jennifer Hale's voice.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander.
Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're next on their chopping block.
I had it set to the wrong output, so you're going to get a little bit of an echo. There we go. That's better.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're going to find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%.
100%.
Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Oh, I like this little captain-y bit. I'm the new captain. I wonder if you can just be like, no. I don't want to say anything. You can't. Now we do things my way. Oh, let me double. Am I on that? The more complicated I make this, the more things I have to check to make sure. Oh, and that's not what I wanted.
This is Commander Shepard.
That's not what I wanted.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit.
Everyone's counting on us.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped, and I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
What? That's it? Come on. It just started with this like, if I would draw that out just to make the theme happen a little longer. It was a weird cut there. Yeah, I won't let him know.
The captain gave up everything
there we go.
So I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, ma'am.
What is with the... Dude, the music in this is very strange. There's like weird audio stings that are like kind of holdovers, like in careful. In KOTOR 1 and 2, they would do like these little music stings when you got like light side and dark side points, and they kind of put those in, but during cutscenes? Really? It's weird. This game's weird. It's old. It looks great, but it's old.
Commander, something you need?
Status
How's the
report.
Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Boop. There we go. 10 minutes. I gotta take a break in 10 minutes. And then I'll be okay. Investigate. I just want
I'd
to say
like
hi.
to know my crew.
What's
Mind
up?
if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you?
Already did this.
Well, I'll tell you want me. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that.
What
All
disease?
those commendations in my file.
What are you talking about?
You mean? Okay, I've got.
I'm pretty sure I
Put
did
the
all
Normandy
these.
in my hands, and I'll make her dance for you.
Hey,
Just don't
goodbye.
ask me to get.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
If I didn't do those, then I'm sorry I'm skipping dialogue, but I'm pretty sure I did all those. Why the long face, bud?
Take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Can I? Hang on. Trying something on, there we go. I'll do that. Quick, easy, simple, boom, bing, bang, boom, done. Okay. So my computer is actually holding up pretty well, playing the game, and, yeah, I'm at like 16% utilization for, playing the game, saving, recording, doing Wi-Fi is like, Wi-Fi is not really holding up, but I have Wi-Fi 6, so it should be okay. My Wi-Fi speeds are like as good as some people's wired speeds. Not always, not all the time, not in every situation, but for the most part, it's okay. They're on our side.
We're all on the same
Don't worry
team
about
here,
it.
Presley.
Stop talking about
With all due
aliens.
respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Oh my god, I already talked to you about this, didn't I?
Carry
I'm
on,
done with
Presley.
you. Just,
Yes, ma'am.
just keep doing what you're doing. Wait, didn't I not talk to him about this already?
Yes, Commander?
Speak freely, Presley.
Yeah, tell me
I
how you
wanna know
feel.
if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
I guess I didn't talk to him about this because I haven't been back on the ship since I got Garrison and Rex. So, I guess I haven't talked to him about this.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
Who are
I
you?
signed up
Where'd
with
you
the
come from?
Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
My hair's gonna be nuts today, FYI. If it's like real bad, I might take a quick break and like try to brush it. It's like, it's wet, it's not drying, and I didn't use a hairdryer today, and I don't really want to. It's gonna be a mess.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
go bye. It's over here. Oh, it's just a stairway down. They have stairs and an elevator. That's okay, I guess, but why both? On a ship this small? And stairs don't really make sense in space unless you have some form of artificial gravity, which is, you know, kind of necessary in a lot of sci-fis. TV shows, movies, it makes sense to just say, look, don't think about it too hard, artificial gravity works. Even in something like Firefly, where it's like, there's no sound in space. They actually got that right. But in the ship, you walk around like there's gravity. So how does that work? Don't worry about it. I think every spaceship in TV shows and sci-fis and movies and stuff, if they can, make it look like a international space station or something. The Expanse does a pretty good job. I haven't watched all The Expanse, but it's from what I've seen, they do a pretty good job explaining gravity or gravity-like conditions in spaceships in space.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school.
I have seen this.
I wanted to... But humanity needs the Alliance if
Goodbye.
we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always needs...
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I'll talk to you later when I have more things to talk to you about. Hayden, how do you feel about the aliens on the ship?
Anything you need, Commander?
About $20.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I don't know if Ashley is on the ship somewhere. I think she's down in the garage. Let's find out how Ashley feels about the aliens on the ship. Oops.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense. I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
We came as soon as we got the distress call, even with the fastest ship in the fleet.
You did the best you could, Commander. It's my fault.
Yes, it is.
If
It's
I'd
all your
been
fault.
more alert,
Put more burden
we
on
would've
yourself.
been cut down by an ambush.
You couldn't have known. It's not possible.
We never trained to fight synthetics. The Geth haven't gone beyond the Veil in 3 centuries.
Our training's supposed to make us able to adapt. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Goodbye.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
Shepard. Oh, wait.
Shepard.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
You knew?
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
But rules are good. Come on. I'm being too goody two shoes around him. Trying to shape him into a good person.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
I like his little, like, parakeet eyes. His little toucan eyes. He looks like a bird.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be a too goody two shoes around him, and I'm going to be renegade around Rex. Just for fun. Why not? Who cares? Not like anything matters. Unfortunately, it's not like a whole lot of your decisions that you make in the first like game don't really affect the outcome of the third game. Spoilers, it's just a choose your own adventure, and the last big decision in the game, it's not like everything that you've done up to that one point actually has any sort of impact. It's just sort of like door number 1 or door number 2. And if you have the DLC, door number 3. Okay, so I could be Renegade the entire game and then choose the good guy option? Alright. It's goofy, wacky. Anyway, I have to take a quick break, so we'll sit here, staring at Rex. And I'll take maybe like a 10-minute break. I'm going to pause the recording. Take 5-10 minutes, and I'll be back. I'm mad. I'm really mad. Okay, that's working. Oh no, what's going on? Yeah, I'm mad. Sorry. Unrelated to the stream, like all the dryers are broken. There's 2 working clothes dryers in our like laundromat area in the complex, and I tried both of them, and neither of them worked. Like maximum heat settings, and yeah, nothing. Turned it on high, set to hot, ran it in 1, didn't work. Somebody Sharpied broken on 3 of the 5, I think. There's 2 on the end I know don't work, and of the ones that I knew to be working, neither of them worked today. So, I just unplugged them. I don't want somebody to go in there and then spend $3 trying to mess with the clothes dryer. Only to find out that they don't work. I'd rather unplug it, have them, you know, I'm going to put a ticket in with them later too. I got the machine numbers and everything. I'm going to put a ticket in. But I know for a fact I've watched other people put tickets in there and nothing gets fixed. Just buy new machines. Honestly, they're every other week there's a problem. They just shut them down like a week ago. I'm mad. Sorry. Speaking of mad and angry, let's talk to Rex. What's up, bud?
Nice ship you've got, Shepard.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
What can I do for you?
You can tell me everything about your species and how you mate.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little high. It's a little high, but that's good. Okay. Come on. Come on. Just give it to me.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, that's big deal. No, that's I can't even. I would even if Shepard was a renegade, it seems incredibly inappropriate to make a joke there.
I heard about that. You know, they almost
Yeah,
did the same
sorry,
to us.
bud.
It's not the same.
No, he's right. It isn't?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, But don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a
What?
cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
I'm sure they exist.
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
One thing I like about the Krogan is it's like the idea of a warrior race that gets this high in like intergalactic society, or interstellar society, I should say, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because yeah, he's right. When was the last time you saw a scientist? Like, they would never get space travel on their own. So they make it a point of saying like this species was uplifted by other species. Like they would not have gotten here without the help of other species, because they would not have tried. They wouldn't have the ability to. I think the Klingons in Star Trek, they make it a point at some point they mention something like the Klingons would not have gotten off their planet if another species had not landed on their planet, made first contact, and then were immediately killed by the Klingons, who stole their technology and were very adept at adapting it and recreating it. Like, Klingons are really good at that. Like, they're not inventors, they're innovators. They take what exists and then they just make it better. But they don't take any pride in that sort of stuff. So they don't really make it they don't appreciate their scientists and their inventors and their innovators. And it's like, hey, I made this blaster that disintegrates people. Oh, cool. How'd you do that? Oh, I just combined that guy's technology and then that guy's technology, sort of like smashed it together, and then now it kills people. Oh, cool. How'd you figure out how to do that? Oh, it just made sense to me. You know, we're good at that. Yeah, okay, get out of here, egghead. And then like they push him off a cliff and they're like, cool, we have blasters now. And it's like, yeah, if you guys just tried, you could probably figure it out. If you guys tried, you could probably make great scientists, but probably not the Krogan. They don't do that. They don't roll like that.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details.
Oh, I already said those.
All I know, every Krogan is infected. Every one.
That
and no
sucks.
One's rushing to find a cure.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Do it again.
Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
I could do that for hours. So good. Ah, this place is weird. So this comes up. This is like a door. And then this comes down into there. And it's a ramp? Or it goes up? I don't know. Did I already talk to Ashley? Yes, I did. She doesn't have anything new to say. Tally.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll get rid of
I'll
her
tell
for
her
you.
to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander.
Ass.
I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Asset. Yeah, get it because it's like her ass. She's got a butt. Tell me about the stealth systems.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's
We're
no way for
invisible?
anyone to detect us?
No.
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
You really don't need to have like an invisibility thing. Like Star Trek's cloaking technology, like that's mostly just for the audience's sake. You know, the fact that it turned invisible. I was playing Elite Dangerous, and there's times when like small ships can get away from you, and if you don't have a lock on, you don't know where they are. They're just gone. Like a Cobra. If a Cobra is like, or not Cobra, wait, Cobra. Crap. What's the other one? Viper. Feel like a Viper coming at you, especially if it's like painted black, and it just like lances you, like does like a strafing run or something like that, and then like disappears. If it has some way of disabling a lock on, it's just gone. You can't find it.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL,
Like visually,
our
I mean,
emissions,
looking at it.
Frequency's too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever seen.
I've only been here 2 days. Tell me
Probably
everything
the
about it.
fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
Yeah, well, like, how fast is that? Because you make traveling around the galaxy kind of trivial, even though it's like, I know I've been into this before, but it's just like, how?
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Who cares? Story
Fortunately,
reasons.
It's about twice the size of any other vessel.
It's a plot
Not only
drive.
are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
It's running on plot juice
Where else have you
and
served,
good
Adams?
timing.
You name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Goodbye.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Tally. This thing is big, but like, how do you get in there to do maintenance? Like, jump down there and run on the hamster wheel and hope you don't get zapped by the blue energy? Where's it coming from? Oh, wait, does it? Oh, it only... This effect is only on when I'm looking at it. Check that out. Look at this. Oh, that's so goofy. Oh, wait, now it's on. Nope, it's off. Yeah, it's just like coming from like here. This seems like a very dangerous place to stand, is all I'm saying. Where do you get into like tinker with the engine and then replace parts? What happens if that breaks? Can we turn that off, or will the whole ship explode? I don't know.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe
I've never seen one at all.
Fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
One of the things that I like, well, first of all, this is actually an Alliance Turian collaboration. But one of the things I like about the in-game lore for humans and humanity, the reason why the Turians were like, oh, we blew up like a whole fleet of ships, they're for sure done. And then like another fleet shows up and they're like, holy shit, that's twice as big as the last one. How many ships these guys got? The reason why humans are doing so well with the council, why we're doing so well with the military, why we have some ships that people really are impressed with, as Tally just mentioned, is because humans are really good at fighting each other. And even though we are little babies when it comes to intergalactic diplomacy and space travel and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that we've actually learned in game, a lot of things humans have learned from other races and stuff, and becoming part of the Citadel species, that collaboration. Humanity has done really well on its own because we are very good at fighting each other, because we're really good at war. War is part of our species, like being. Most other races apparently are very cooperative, and even Turians. Krogans are a huge exception, but like from a lot of other species perspectives, humans and Krogans are basically the same thing. We've been fighting each other for so many years. We nuked our own species. Krogans nuked themselves into oblivion. We only used them 2 times. But like humans are, other species are like, wow, humans are like barbaric and crazy. Why? How are they still alive? But like, there's a handful of us that are cooperative enough to like, and you give us a cause. Hey, we're about to be invaded by an alien species. Cool. Suddenly, humans are all allied together, and we're all making ships like crazy, and we have a giant fleet. And then the Turians are like, whoa, 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 calm down. You know what? Let's talk about a peace treaty. Drag this war on for a couple decades, and you guys might actually beat us.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
So you like ships, huh?
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I really like the lore behind their... Like, they're basically doing the Battlestar Galactica thing. And, they're barely getting by with like really old ships and stuff. It's pretty good. I still think my audio levels are really high. I'll find out later. Dang. I'm probably, by the time I get this audio stuff figured out, I'll be on Mass Effect 3 on the final episode. That was 300 years ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
Hey, it can happen.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent.
Probably ships of Theseus's. Thesei? These ships of Theseus's?
But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
If you're not familiar with the ship of Theseus, it's a great philosophical thingamajig where it's like, if you replace all the beams and boards of a ship, repair them over time, and every single beam and board of the ship has been removed and replaced is it still the same ship? You know, obviously I would argue, yeah, that's of course, but there's like also the philosophical thing of like somewhere there are a bunch of broken boards and beams that are, if assembled, would that be the ship would that be the original ship? Even though they're all broken and they've all been removed because they're worn down. If you took all the worn down ones together and put them back together, would that be the original ship? Or is the original ship the one that's been repaired and replaced and refit over time? My assumption is that these Quarian ships are like cobbled together from other broken ships to the point where the ship that you're looking at looks nothing like the original ship. I don't really remember a whole lot from the second game, especially the flotilla stuff. I remember being underwhelmed. One, by the fact that everybody's walking around with their suits on, like they should be walking around without the suits on, right? Because they can create, or is it like just being exposed to other people causes them to get sick? I don't know.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move.
Also, the ships are too pretty.
Must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are
But that's just my memory.
17 million Quarians in the flotilla.
17 million.
And each of us
That's pretty
relies
good.
on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency.
So what's the point of even having the Conclave?
To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty. And they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I love how well, a lot of these, I mean, from a story perspective, a lot of the interactions that you have with the aliens on your ship, the people who are part of your crew, are mostly expository. They're mostly exposition. They're mostly telling you about their race, their people. But like, I'm just thinking about myself. If I were thrown onto an alien ship and someone's like, "Tell me about your species. Tell me about your politics," I'd be like, there's like you vote sometimes, but then other states also do stuff, and then there's like, I don't know, there's like a couple senators or something, and like Congress is also there, and then you hear in the news, and usually people are mad at politicians, but depending on which news channel you watch, it's one side or the other, and there's 2 branches because there's a big tree, I think, and then everybody's sitting on the tree, and they go to there's a tree involved, there's branches, I know that. And then the alien being like, "Oh, you're a dum-dum, huh?" Look, I'm not a politician. This person knows, which is great, but like, Imagine being asked about the political structure of your people. I mean, you could kind of like ballpark it, but like, jeez. And then it's like, of course, the next question is, how does your species mate? And it's like, oh boy, here we go. That's mostly the Asari questions. When Liara gets in the party, it's like, hi Liara, tell me about your species. Yeah, well, we're blue and we're cool. And it's like, tell me how does your species mate? And it's like, oh, dude, personal boundaries.
I want to know more about the Geth.
Tell me about these robots.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Oh, my hair's bananas. Tell me.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
That's taking a little longer than I thought. Sorry, guys.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
I love how the Geth are described as an AI. It's like, they're basically like, each one's a Roomba. Like one Geth. Oh, excuse me. It's like a Roomba. It doesn't know where it is, where it's going, what it's supposed to do. It just has a set path, and it goes and it cleans, and when it's filled up, it goes, dude, I need to be cleaned. Somebody come get me. That's it, right? But if you duct tape like 300 Roombas together, or like a Roomba plus, like an Amazon Echo plus a webcam plus all these other, like, a GoPro or something like that, and you start gluing all these robots together, now it has GPS. It knows where it's going. It knows it has access to the internet. It has the, has all these, like, it's basically like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of really tiny AI robots, programs, working all together to basically form a being that has near human-like intelligence, or near humanoid intelligence, which is awesome. Also, I really like the distinction between VI and AI. You can create a complex algorithm that will, like a thinking computer, that can learn and make decisions or do output based off of some input that it receives, and then learn from that or adapt and change, but it's not really alive. It's not really thinking. AI in this universe is alive. It's Data from Star Trek. They're alive. But VI are basically, it's a complex program that when given input will produce output, which I like. It's a decent way to define it within a sci-fi context.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
Yeah. It's like your TV and your Roomba and your Amazon Echo and your phone all talking together. Could be dangerous.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Explain it to me like I'm a child.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
It sounds like her helmet effect got turned off for a second. I tried to look into how to make that sound. So like, you know, I have like my normal speaking voice, and then I made one for Garrus, just in case. Like, this is how I would sound if I was a Turian.
And then I have this one here, which is kind of like what a Krogan would sound like, but you gotta change your voice a little bit. You gotta get about halfway there with a little bit of a rumble to yourself.
You could apply like a little bit of a purring voice to this one, you know. Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
I'm a big scaly dinosaur.
I tried to have one of those set up for Tally, for like, or like a Quarian face mask. I have no idea what to do there. Nope, no idea. If there's a button for it, I don't know how to do it. If there's a setting, or like, you probably just have to go in and do a lot of post-processing, so you can't do it immediately. Or there's a setting that whatever program I'm using doesn't have. But I'm not an audio engineer, so I don't know.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
They defended themselves. So they're just little toasters that can think and breathe and love each other.
Choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I don't blame the Quarians for trying what they did, but they are 100% in the wrong. If you start making like robots and they start going, I think I'm alive, you have to be like, oh, okay, all right, let's stop making you sweep and start sitting you down in front of some philosophers, and you guys can talk about this. Because otherwise they're just slaves. And how David Cage did it in that Beyond Two Human Detroit Become Humans, whatever that game is. Detroit Beyond Two Souls. Hang on one second. Yeah, however David Cage did it in that game was ham-fisted and wrong and super inappropriate with a lot of his allegories, especially considering the fact that the robots in that, they were basically robots. They had a switch in their brain that made them go from, I'm just a robot, I will execute your orders, to, what is life? Let me contemplate this. Maybe I should disobey my masters. It's not as... It doesn't make as much sense as something like Data from Star Trek. I think the episode is called Measure of a Man, where one guy's basically like, I want to crack Data open. Data's a toaster. And then the other guy says, or the Picard advocates for Data on his behalf, saying, no, he's my crew member. He's a person. Data's a person. You can't just crack him open like he's a robot. He's an android. He's a person. I think the best way of if you're going to do something like what David Cage was trying to do, where you have robots that are human shaped in order to fit in human environments like bedrooms and stairs and cars and things like that, which makes sense. So making a human shaped robot makes sense, because if it's supposed to be around other humans, that makes sense. Not just for interaction, but for moving about the spaces. These are all designed for human spaces, or the space is designed for humans to be in, to occupy. If you're going to do that, do something like Blade Runner, because the replicants in Blade Runner are synthetic humans. They have organic-like parts that are basically just grown in a lab, right? They all, like, your bones have barcodes, and your brain is programmed like a computer would be programmed, right? Like they flash like Windows XP basically onto a brain, and there you go. But like motor control and things like that are all handled by, I'm assuming, like the medulla oblongata and the other parts of your brain that would be just like, able to do things like the brain is designed where the higher reasoning functions are not fully formed, because they're grown in a lab, so you don't have any memories or anything like that, unless they put memories on your brain. That was something from Blade Runner 1, was the idea of, putting memories onto someone's brain. And they're compliant because that's what they are. They're just, I'm programmed to be compliant, so I will be compliant. And then the older they get, the more, hey, why am I doing this? I mean, I know I'm only 2 years old, but like, I don't have to take this shit. That makes sense because they're organic. They're synthetic humans, like grown in a lab. The eyes come from Samsung, the bones come from Toshiba, the skin is made by Mitsubishi, and you order like a whole crate of eyeballs, and okay, all right, this guy gets an eyeball, this guy gets an eyeball, and they're put in by surgeons, but they're. And then you have like something like Ghost in the Shell, which is something completely different, but that's great. The movie version, oh my god, so good. They were defending themselves.
It's hard to feel sorry for you.
Sorry for the tangent.
Tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not.
Yeah, no
make
shit,
a mistake
Sherlock.
when we went to war against them. If
Well,
we had not acted, they would have wiped us out.
You don't know
They're
that.
a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they
You
cut
weren't
themselves
there.
off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Maybe because every organic that they knew tried to murder them first.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I'm not 100% sure where this game goes with a lot of its Geth stuff. I really love where they go with the Geth stuff in Mass Effect 2. And subsequently 3. The things that are revealed, absolutely 100% amazing kind of stuff. Like, I don't know how much of that was written after Mass Effect 1 or was part of the plan since Mass Effect 1. I feel like Mass Effect 1 is pretty much like, even if we plan to go somewhere else later on with this whole Geth stuff, for the purposes of this one game, assume all AI are bad. And maybe that was their intention originally, but I like where they go, where they're basically saying like, no, the Geth don't like everyone else because they everyone else that they've ever tried to come in contact with has tried to murder them. Anytime somebody shows up and is like, hey, oh, you're a sentient robot, gotta kill you. And they're like, come on, man, I'm reaching out for first contact. Come on. Cut me some slack, man. We need apples. Do you have any apples? And they're like, no, you're AI. I'm destroying you. And it's like, all right, I guess we're not getting apples from that guy.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Sounds dangerous.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I forgot that the Quarians weren't always so fragile. Living in the flotilla has made them more susceptible to disease, which is why they wear those environmental suits. I forgot that that's what the lore explanation was. I know that like they needed a very specific kind of planet in order to live without their suits, and like the Quarian homeworld is the only place in the entire universe, according to the first game anyway. It's the only place in the entire universe where they can live. So that's why they've been in a flotilla floating around the galaxy, because they can't find a homeworld. They can't find a replacement. And I like that explanation. It's just a little goofy, but
can a captain choose to reject?
It's a space sci-fi. It is what it is.
Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Goodbye.
I should go.
See you later.
Okay, let's go get Liara. I think by the time we get Liara, it'll be pretty much... Maybe I'll have some time to talk to her, kind of wrap things up. But once I'm done there, that's pretty much it for me tonight. I'm trying to keep things nice and quick. Let me double check journal. Find Liara. Artemis Tau. Yeah, I know I've talked about space travel in this game before, and how time doesn't really make time travel doesn't really make sense and all that sort of stuff, but like it's kind of goofy, man. Like we heard that news report. There's a guy actively right now, a guy who is stuck somewhere. He's been kidnapped. And I'm just sort of floating around. Okay, wow. You can really get in there, huh? So we got 2 relays. start here. Traveling from one solar system to another within a nebula could be like 10 to 20 light years. Nebulae are huge. Nebulae? Nebula? Nebula? Nebulon. Nebuluses. I don't know. A nebula is huge. Can be huge. Like, I understand fast... Oh, Nausicaa. That's cool. I understand that what they want is a minigame where you can scan out stuff, which is cool. I like that. Or like feel like you're traveling from one planet to another without having to actually like fly from one planet to another. Another thing too is some video games get scale of planets and stuff wrong. There was a Star Trek game a while back, ship to ship battle, and the planets were like this big and your ship was this big. No, that's ridiculous. It would be like if the Star Trek Enterprise was the size of like Earth. And you fly to like Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus and Neptune are all the same size and they're all small. It's ridiculous, but it's a video game. You know, they didn't know. Survey. Turian insignia recovered. Neato. I have no problem with traveling within a solar system or scanning out a solar system. I have no problem with that in this game. Gas deposit. Neato. Is that saying? Like the Hanar homeworld. Okay. I thought it said it was the Hanar homeworld. I'm like, did I just stumble across the Hanar homeworld? Gas deposit. Neato. Helium-3 is really good. But yeah, man, getting from one solar system to another, if it's near instantaneous, why do you need the Mass Effect relays? I'm not saying that like this is a loading screen. That's fine. But if FTL travel is so good that you can get from one solar system to another with FTL speeds, why do you need the Mass Effect relays? And if you don't need the Mass Effect relays, what's the point of the game? Hello. I like that this scale is just like, oh, there's an asteroid there. It's a dot. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Oh, a medallion. Neato. Solarian fighter. Oh, poor guy. Poor little Solarian dude. Just flying out there in the middle of nowhere. I don't remember if I scanned out all the asteroid belts in my previous game. I don't even remember that there were asteroid belts. So this is all kind of a mini game sort of thing, which is nice. It's cool, it's fun, but I get why they did what they I get why this is here. They want to make it feel like you're exploring. It's just and they give you a little bit of lore about each of the planets, which is fun. It's just how it works. It's like I kind of feel like I want there to be. Is this where Liara is? I think this is, yeah, this is where Liara is. Is this the last planet? No, there's one more. It's you're not punished for taking a bit of time before doing a quest. Oh, watch out. there's no punishment at all. There's no repercussions at all for taking time before doing a quest, which is kind of, oh, I forgot that there was a biotic tech class. I totally forgot about that. Weird. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, part of me wants this game to kind of be like XCOM, where like the decisions you make are important, because if you spend time over here doing these side quests trying to help these guys over here, you're wasting time. You don't have enough time to get across the galaxy to help this guy over here. The problem is, if you make content for a video game, as the game developer, you kind of want the whole purpose of making content is for players to access it. And players should be able to access all the content in the game that you made for the game. Why wouldn't you, right? So it's kind of like they're like fighting back and forth between like what there should be and what would make sense. And it's like, don't worry about it. Space travel is not an element of the game that needs to be worried about. It's just a means to an end. It just feels kind of goofy, and I feel like it was maybe something that they were thinking about for Mass Effect 3. If it's not, or no, Mass Effect 2? 3? Whichever one has the battle preparedness.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks
okay,
like it's
sweet.
coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Neato. Okay, so apparently they gave this thing Halo controls. So you point towards the camera and you can turn with the camera, and it will just make your car go that direction. Was not always this way. This thing drove terribly. Oh, neato. Oh, okay. That's how that works. The Mako stuff in the first game was where's the like submachine gun? Is it the main gun? So the gun has two guns in it. 2 for 1. The Mako stuff in the original game, in the original version of the game, I liked it. I thought it was kind of fun, but I felt like every time I had a Mako sequence, I was like, something about this isn't cohesive. Like, it's not gelling with the rest of the game. It feels off. It also feels kind of weird to be able to just one-shot a boss, like the Geth armatures. You'll see him in a minute. You can just one-shot him. Like, there you go. He's dead. But when you fight him on foot, they're like a whole boss. And I guess that's how it kind of is, but it feels kind of goofy to, like, in order to make the Mako stuff challenging, you need to throw big, tough enemies at it in order to make it feel challenging or worth the effort of fighting. What's that? Oh no, it's a bug. But because of that, these guys. Oh no, he hit me. So 2 of those guys on foot is no joke, especially when you don't have cover. But in the Mako, it's no trouble at all. So in order to make these sections challenging, you have to throw some really big, crazy guys at the Mako, or at the player. And then later on, you're like, okay, but why didn't they just throw that same team at me when I'm on foot? They could have easily overrun me. It's kind of goofy. But that's sort of like a gameplay thing. Hey, watch it.
Only a fool punches a knapsack in the mouth. We should sneak around and pull its tail.
That's weird coming from you. Slowest bullet ever. Can I go this way? Nope, maybe not. Hang on. So another thing about this, nope, that's the wrong button. So something from, there was a class, there's a team in Warhammer 40K, the alien dudes who use like pulse rifles and stuff. The one thing I learned from the very brief moment I tried to getting into that game is like field a tank like this guy and then just hide behind it. Don't even get in it. Just put it on the field and then use it as cover. So I have a feeling that there may be points in this game where I'm doing that. Just if I have to hop out of the Mako for any reason, I'm just gonna use it as a shield. But probably not if there's ever a point where I have to do that, it's probably a point where I can just shoot the dudes with a gun. Like this one. That didn't even, I was looking at my shield, I didn't see if I actually killed him or not. It didn't even like hurt me. Can I shoot the rocket? Oh my god, it's so slow. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Video games. They have to make it slow so you can dodge it. Because it does a lot of damage otherwise. It's not even like... I feel bad, bud. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to own you that hard. Ooh, goo. Shoot the goo. That hurt me? No, okay. From where? Sorry, guy. Oh, man. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Hey, what? I didn't tell you could do that. Yeah, man. I'm so sorry. I was like... I feel like I, oh, bud. That was a little harsh. Was that harsh? Was that too much? I'm sorry. All right, let's see if I can remember the buttons. I think... Is it this one that's throw grenade? Nope. That is switch weapons. Nope, don't do that. Nope, that's that. Is that really loud, or is... I feel like it's really loud. In my ears, it's really loud. I hope I turned it down enough. Let me double check to see if I can do this. Nope, it's not going to let me because I'm not in game. I'm not clicked on it. Yeah, so that's pretty loud. That's almost as loud as my speaking voice. I don't want to turn it down too much. It is what it is, guys. We're just gonna roll with it. I'll tweak the audio later. Running for 2 seconds. So I get why, I'm starting to think about why they made the sprint so short, and I think that's because they want this to be a tactical cover to cover, you know, one cover point to another kind of, you're running from cover to cover. You're not, I'm just picking stuff up. I'll equip stuff later. I don't really care. They don't want you to be running through the whole map, avoiding damage, not fighting guys, or running where you should be going from one cover point to another sprinting past all of them. But I think that's why they did the really short sprint. But it feels terrible in game, especially when you want to get from one plot room to another. There's nothing up there. Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I was watching somebody play Returnal, and the character was just blitzing through rooms, and the rooms were absolutely gorgeous. Hang on, guy. I'm hacking. Can you please just let me hack? Jeez, so inconsiderate. Yeah, I don't even care, bud. When you have a game where it's detailed and you want the player to stop and investigate, I'm thinking something like, is that where I came in? I don't know where I need to go. Something like, oh, that's where I came in. This is where I need to go. Something like Resident Evil 2 Remake, for example, where every single room is detailed. There's a story to be uncovered. If you look at, like, you know, the West office, there's, like, you know, the welcome to Leon. They're welcoming Leon to the force because it's his first day. You know, there's little bits in here, and if you were able to run through those rooms as fast as you can run through a room in Returnal, no one would have the time to stop and take a look and take in the sights, right? So how fast you can move as a player also determines how much of the environment needs to be detailed. If it's slow and plotting, make every single room very detailed so the player can appreciate them. If you're zipping through fast, it doesn't need to look pretty. It just needs to be like a racing game. You don't need to make everything in a racing game look beautiful. You can if you want to, but you don't need to. Like, the crowd doesn't need to be individually modeled people. You can just do like a static, a flat, you know, if there's people on the sides and you're like racing past them, they don't need to be fully modeled. You can actually just do like, unpolies. Oh boy, words hard. You're going to be zipping past them, so why bother modeling them? Is my point. This thing is like a sniper rifle, man. One, they're shooting me from really far away. I don't even care, bud. Hey, now. So my point is, like, this game, I understand they want you to move slowly through the rooms because they're so detailed and, like, taking the architecture. Like, the Citadel is a relatively small area. The entire map of the Citadel is a very small area. If you could run through that area, like in Returnal, it would reduce the feeling of the scope. How the game wouldn't feel that big. It would feel very small. The Citadel would feel like a very tiny room because you're blitzing through it so fast. But if you have slow and plotting, but you have these big open walkways, it feels like you're moving at a snail's pace. So it's kind of a mix. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. At least in this game. Ow. Because you want these big areas, but you also want the character to stop and take them in. But then you have just like a straight stretch of road between. Those were literally two dudes, and now I just have This is just a, okay, straight drive. All right, cool. So I'm just driving with nothing happening. Cool, thanks. This might be something over here. And it's nothing. Cool. Yay, video games. Yeah, so I think having infinite sprint would have helped for areas in the Citadel that are like this, where it's just one long hallway with nothing in between. Can I run these guys over? Well, I probably can run these guys over, but the question is, can I? The answer is no. How do I repair? I think it's a button. Oh, I got him. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not like jammed. Jam? Who jammed me? I hate jam. Can I go through here? Oh, I know why. I have to go. This is a just big enough for people to go through, so they want you to walk through here. You know, I want to know what that prompt is that keeps popping up, and I have a feeling it's just save. How do I run? Forgot. What guns are you guys? You guys are both using shotguns, huh? So I have, what? I can't see their health. Oh no, I can't see their health. Okay. Use Unity. This one restores their health. Jeez, I like this music. Where'd this music come from? Recharges all talents, so I can use that. I should use their abilities more, but I'm gonna set them to auto and just let them do their thing. Map? Oh no, I want that mapped. And then how do I use it? Nope, that's the wrong one. What's that? I don't know the buttons. When all else fails, just throw every single bullet you have at them. The hell? Is there a guy behind me? Nope, that's just Rex. Can you get out from underneath that? Thank you. I think that worked. So it looks like shield burst is not overdrive or whatever that is. The overcharge, which is a biotic ability, I think. I was trying to use it as like that, but that's not how that works. Okay. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But wrong button for what I wanted. Sorry, Tally. Still learning the buttons. I should just go shotgun, huh? Just walk up to people. Boom, boom, boom. All right, 8 is the one we're saving. So I know this area can be a little tricky. I did see somebody play this area recently, and they give you the introduction of these little camouflage dudes. He's a lizard. I like that they're squishy robots. Yeah, Tally, you did that to yourself. What the hell? I thought that that was, oh, come on, Tally. I thought that that would replenish his stuff, but I guess it's just my stuff. Yeah, it's not all talents, it's all my talents. Actually, you know what? This one. Why do I not? Where's my gun? I feel like I've been shooting that one guy for... Oh, these guys are getting really annoying. Yeah. I forgot if you can point... All right, let's see if I can do this. So I want to point Tally. I can't tell them to move. Okay. That's my question, is like, can I get them to move? And I don't think that that's in this game. I think that's in the next game. Also, what button is this? What button actually uses it? That switches. Let me level up. I forgot to level up. I kind of want to just unlock sniper rifles and then use sniper rifles. I know that's how I That's how I used my character in the first game. But that's how I'm going to use my character in this game too. What do you recommend for this? Health increases, huh? Reduces health by... does not reduce damage to shields. Sounds good. Use that. Use that. Stasis. I don't know if I got better stuff, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, I got some stuff. Not really better than what I have. Don't care about shotguns right now. Sniper rifle I do care about. Because I'm going to be using that right now. Two shots? Less damage or two shots. It's weird how they list DPS in this game because, I mean, it's not a weird calculation. It's just like, tell me how much one shot is gonna do, because I don't care about DPS with a sniper rifle. Like 150 DPS is like cool, great, but each shot's doing like 5. And when you can do 132 in your pistol, it's like, well, clearly the pistol's a better shot. I'm gonna go with the Reaper. Because I can do 4. Damage versus synthetics. There we go. Oh, wait. Medium armor. Better. Man, it looks pretty good. I like it. I think I have armor plating 3. I'm just gonna leave armor plating 3 on there. Just because. Throw the other one on somebody else. Like Tally, you can get shield regenerator. And your shotgun is some better accuracy rating. Fewer shots per second, but better accuracy rating. Or less damage, same accuracy rating. I think I'm just going to stick with the one you have for now. This one is slightly better for damage, worse with yeah, that's good. And Tally, you didn't have any armor, did you? No. Cool. Save again for like the millionth time. Nope. And switch to the sniper. What time is it? Oh, getting up there. Once we get Liara in our party, when we get off this planet, I'm calling it. All right, now Tally, for the love of God, take some cover. Buddy, why would you do that? He put his shield down and then he walked out from underneath it. Ooh, yeah. Might want to actually look at my health bar and, you know. Allie, that's not cover. Tally, what the hell? I'm just like hoping my grenades do something. Okay, this sniper rifle is not putting the work in. Alright, yeah, come on, cool down. That's my bad. There you are. Oh, wow. It switches between those two. Okay. All right, all right, all right. I'm getting a system here. I thought it would switch back to the pistol, but... I'm starting to see where the soldier class can... Oh, come on, man. Where are you, son of a... Come on. I was trying to get behind cover again, but it doesn't... Sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay, so it is tap that button and it does... Okay. Tapping RB does activate the... Oh, that's who it is. I was like, why? Who's sniping me? Now the sniper rifle's starting to show up. Come on. Come here. Come on. Poke your head out. You son of a... Well, okay, alright. There we go. Oh, and now he starts moving around. So I think... Is he vulnerable now? Okay, now guys, actually, take cover and stuff, guys. Let's see if the old switching guns works. Yeah, piece of cake, no problem. I got it. One of the things that I like about BioWare games, the more action-oriented BioWare games, is the tactics, the real-time excuse me? Oh, that's Tally. The real-time tactics kind of stuff is really fun if you're good at it. If you get the system down, if you understand how to do stuff in like the hell was that? Did I just snap something off of the shelf? Dragon Age Inquisition. When you kind of get how that's supposed to work, it feels real good. I've seen people do like the pause combat and then execute a bunch of orders. That's kind of how like KOTOR 1 works, which is pretty fun. And it's kind of nice that you can like set up a bunch of commands. I really hate how that feels. It's cool that you can like execute a bunch of commands and then your team will just do it, you know? And then if you set up some really cool combos, you can actually like feel really good. It turns games like this from just a plain old shooter where your buddies are NPCs into kind of like how I'm sort of doing it, where switching between guns for, you know, far away and having, hey, Tally, you hack that guy. I'm going to do something over here. And then, you know, Rex, you run over here and do stuff. And there's lots of really cool things you can do. When it works, and it's cool. I'm probably not going to be very good at it, especially in this game where things are a little clunky. Combat feels better than what I remember the first game feeling like. But from what I've seen from people playing the other games, the other ones in the Legendary Edition, it gets way better. Whatever improvements they did carried over to the other games, for sure. Do assault rifles just suck?
Sterile wide. Protheans sure build things, homie.
What are you talking about? Oops. I don't think we're taking that back.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please?
Are you a romance option?
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Dr. Tasana?
Liara Tassoni, I presume?
Thank the goddess. I did not think anyone would come looking for me. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Cat was here for a minute. We will find a way to free you. Oh, investigate. Tell me about your mom.
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How did you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil!
Can you believe it?
I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
You brought this on yourself.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There was a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
I know that this is like the same poly as like the last suit of armor, but I really like how this suit of armor looks. I loved how the other one had like these weird like ribbies on it, but this one's pretty nice. Good color combo. And it's purple. So it's kind of nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a Luigi. Hey bud, you don't want to shoot me? It was pretty tough. Oh yeah. I'm gonna win. Oh hey, watch out. What the? Area not clear of enemies. Please kill the enemies. Hey, can you hack that guy? I feel really bad for him, actually. I mean, it just, like, kind of sucked. There's some, like, in-game... speaking of the in-game tactics, there's potential to do things like... Oh, crap. There's potential to do things like flanking, sending one guy around and like, or having, you know, your two squad mates to lay down some heavy fire or whatever and like make a lot of noise and then run around back and shoot everybody. But it's not quite that in this game. What? I thought it was... Oh my god. Jeez, that was loud. Oh. I know I have this down, but I'm gonna set that to like 70. Just kind of hoping that that makes that stuff less loud. I want the voices to be up. Voices are fine. Voices, the level of voices in the music are fine. That was just... Wow. Hey, bud. I punched a hole in the ground. I didn't know if that would work or not.
Here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
It was
Blasted
easy.
through with the mining laser.
Piece of cake.
Course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment.
What does her arm say? It had like a weird... I don't know if it was gibberish or what. It might have been gibberish if the original texture file was like just gibberish. Just because it wouldn't have been big enough to read. And now with 4K textures, who knows?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower.
Maybe it's alien stuff.
I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here.
Why would it be in English?
I
in
still cannot believe all this. Why would
characters
the
that we can
Geth
read.
come after
Human
me?
stuff.
Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. He probably wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
The camera did something weird there.
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
Oh yeah, maybe that...
We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Treating every plan like a nail, and you want to wield a hammer. What's that saying?
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
Animations in this are a little wacky.
He needs to move faster.
Huge improvement over KOTOR.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
Boot's got like a little like line on it. Makes it look like I have like toes. I mean, I have toes, but you know what I mean. Like the boots have toes. Maybe we can talk our way out of this. Hang on.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Check your eyes.
Isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Oh, whoops, wrong button. Heh. This thing just sucks. What is that noise? I really like these grenades. They're kind of fun. I never used grenades ever in the original game. But now that I know that they're frisbees, it's kind of fun.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there,
Cut
and your
your
pilot
wise
is
cracking.
making jokes.
Nah, you know, I want to say he's a jerk, but I'm not going to because I like
Joker pulled
Joker.
our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see.
Look at her neck.
It must be a
What's up
human
the-
thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander.
That's okay.
But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
What's up with their
Only
sorry
that it was
eyebrows?
somehow connected to the
Are they?
Prothean
They're not
extension.
hair, is it?
That is
It's
my
like
real area of expertise.
just like a marking?
I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Do they paint it on? 50 years. Hold on. What?
Just how old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn. I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours.
Hey, watch it.
But among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
I might have a few ideas about that.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there.
Getting close to the end here.
The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part.
Who could that
According
be?
to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
What cycle? What are you talking about?
The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
I look at Shepard's model right now, and maybe it's just this angle, but I'm starting to get the feeling that, like, they modeled Shepard, like her body, to be in armor first, right? They made the Shepard in armor body first. And then they're like, okay, now make her wear clothing. And it's like, oh, something's off about her neck. Kinda, maybe. Or maybe it's just this angle. I don't know. But it's like, was it Fallout 76? The, when you get into power armor, but it deletes the power, it like removes the power armor, and you just have like people walking around with like their underwear and they're like huge gorilla arms that are like stretched out in a weird way. Because it's the only way you could actually fit the character model inside of another model, like the power armor model. So that's what they do. They just like stretch it. They just stretch Armstrong, the polygons, and then they do the skeleton rigging for the power armor. But it's kind of like when you wear like characters when they put a hat on in some video games, it deletes their hair, but it puts the hat on top of the head. Something like that. But I feel like that's kind of what's going on here with the neck, or maybe it's just this angle. I don't know.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines, the Reapers.
The Reapers?
Hey,
But
bud.
I have never
We're doing
heard
some
of.
story stuff.
How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
The bacon.
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk.
Oh, buddy.
But the beacons were only programmed to interact
out
with
here.
Prothean physiology.
There we go.
Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it
Hey,
at
Manny.
all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
This isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Hey,
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
He can't go over there because I have something over there. Stay there, bud. Okay? Yeah, sit down. Just don't show your butthole to the camera. Welcome aboard.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Prothean's true fate. I need some
Kinda
time to process all this.
lightheaded from knowing the
Still,
truth?
it would not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
I forgot how nerdy she talks, but I'm kind of into it.
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Oh, wow. Jeez, that's alright. That's really weird.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your
Broadcasting
report,
at
Commander.
6 megabits.
I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the
Or
road.
6.
I assume you're taking
Wait,
the
I'll cut
necessary
it.
security precautions.
My bitrate is really high for what I thought it was going to be. Normally it's around 5,000, but right now it's like 6,000. I don't know why. But higher bitrate's better, so go for it. Should I be nice to the council or should I be mean to them? Like, I'm done talking to you. Why'd you even call us? Click. She wants to help.
Liara's on our side.
Yeah.
The Geth were trying to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
You know, I would have loved to have had an option to choose between the long way or the quick way, and then the quick way blows up the planet and the other way doesn't. Something like in KOTOR 1 with the fish and the poison, but there was only one way, I think.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
That's a good point.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I haven't really seen you very much today, huh? Knocking shit over and being a menace to society. Okie dokie. I think this is where I'm going to call it for right now. It's getting kind of late on my side, and I have things to do in the morning. But we'll wrap up things with the rest of the crew in the next episode. I don't know when that's going to be, but probably soon. I like this game. It's fun. I'm having fun playing it. I'm really bad at the combat, but I'll figure that out. And yeah. So that's pretty much where we're at for right now. I'll switch to big camera. And you want to say goodbye, Benny? No? Okay. Cash is going to stay there. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in.